welcome to the Friday show. I hope that everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving and Black Friday. We are actually doing this one on Friday. As last week we did it planned. A little early so that way we could enjoy our holiday. So I hope you enjoyed yours as well. We've got so much. Like, I jumped it back in this week on Monday and started going through all the news. I was like, oh my word.
But we're gonna keep it quick and punchy.
It's like for a holiday, so much happened. So anyway, we're at the end of the year. There's so many things going on, and we're gonna jump in.
Yep.
So FaceApp is back in the news.
So that's the app that would take your face and age you or make you younger.
I thought it had died. That was like a trend back in July. But anyway, so one of the senators, Charles Schumer, did a note to the FBI, sent that over there saying, hey, I think Russia's looking at us through this, to which the FBI then put out their response saying, any Russian app is suspect, basically is what it said. So in that vein, though, of who's watching you through these fun apps, TikTok in China.
Yes.
I am not surprised.
No.
I think anybody in this day and age who hears that news and thinks, what? They're watching me through an app?
I would have never thought.
It was based in China. I basically agreed to that in the terms and conditions.
Yeah.
But so there is a class action lawsuit that has been levied from, guess what state? Guess what state?
California.
How'd you guess?
I don't know.
I don't know. Going against ByteDance, TikTok, and Musical.ly.
Okay.
Talking about how they're gathering information and things like that.
Using your
class
data.
action suit that's been filed. Basically, my takeaway from all of this is if you are using social media and don't think somebody's watching, whether or not they should be or not, the fact of the matter is just assume somebody's watching.
Right, and even the apps that you download for your phone, for your phone, just assume they're after your information.
Yeah, I think that's just the safe way to be right now. That it's like, if you are in this year right now, no matter what privacy policy you think you're seeing and that kind of thing. I mean, look, Facebook's accused of watching you. All of these groups, it's like, just assume. As much as they're trying to do privacy policies, other people are trying to get around it.
If it's a free service, they're using your information.
Yep.
To try to help build a little bit of security, the feeling of security for people, because for the most part, security is an illusion. But Twitter has a whole brand new privacy center that they put out. It's not just like, hey, you got privacy or there's privacy settings in your app. You can actually get on their website. We'll put a link down below for the new Twitter Privacy Center. And they run through, they've got blog posts, there's stuff for partners and for users in here. There's breakdown, like more specific breakdowns for their policies and procedures and what they're doing with your info, with your settings. And then there's partnerships that they walk through. There's the General Data Protection Regulation, the California Consumer Privacy Act, which we'll have to get into later.
Yeah.
And then the Global DPA, which stands for Data Processing Addendum. So they're looking at a larger market as far as their security goes.
So is this Twitter just trying to come back in and one up Facebook?
Oh, sure.
I have to think
it wouldn't be hard to do.
You know, like they came out saying, hey, you know, if you're going to allow all political ads, we're not going to allow political ads.
Right.
If you're going to do this, we're going to do that. It's like I kind of see them as trying to leverage themselves right now as the anti-Facebook.
Yeah. Well, and they're using bright, healthy colors. It's blues, it's greens, it's white, it's clean. And so they're trying to say, hey, look, we're different.
So that's just my little take on it. I love it. I love kind of getting to see all of this and just how the different platforms are trying to make themselves unique. And so I hope everybody goes and checks out that Privacy Center. Again, we'll have links for all of this down below so that you can read more and find out more, because we are trying to hit these in short little quick bites for you. So.
And then up next in YouTube news, most recently in a group of creators to be hit by YouTube music copyright that wasn't supposed to be copyrighted is YouTuber Matt Lone. Over 300 videos of his that was basically his entire channel's Kerbal Space Program catalog got copyright struck over a song that he used from the YouTube free music library with also express written consent from the creator. But because it had been sampled from a 1958 song, Sony decided that despite sampling law and all of that music having gone through the correct channels to sample it, Sony then decided that, well, because they're sampled here, we want that money.
Right.
And so then that song was removed from the YouTube creator library without any notification being sent out. And so YouTubers That Mumbo Jumbo, Livia Adams, Matt Lone, and several others have now, who are using this and a few other songs, have now had massive portions, if not all, of their videos copyright struck.
Do you have the name of that song?
It is Dream. I can get the name for you.
We'll put it in the link.
Yeah.
And we'll have it down below.
Just in case you've got it in your stuff.
Yeah, that way you can, if you're a YouTuber, you can make sure, I need to remove that one out of my iTunes from where I downloaded it years
But that's
ago.
further evidence that stuff can change without you getting proper notification. And it's almost impossible to stay on top of that.
I really, maybe that's something we can call it to YouTube to say, hey, it would be nice if.
Right.
If you could just
These songs have been removed.
It would be nice if the creators had a way to appeal things as easily as the companies had to strike them as well.
I can say they are working on that one compared to what it used to be.
Right.
Not saying that it has arrived, but they are trying to work on that. And YouTube actually sued for the small guy.
Yeah.
So, So I will say they're trying. Doesn't mean it's there yet. So keep going. Great thing. So back to the big social media platforms. Instagram released something that I thought was wonderful.
What was it?
Okay, so it's a report, and I'll have the link down below so you can go read the actual report on this, that shows how their algorithm works to put things on your Explore tab.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I was like, if you've ever wanted to see kind of behind the curtain, I'm the Great and Powerful Oz, who's running the show, how's it working, they're actually trying to do that right here. Now, it's not as transparent as some would like because they don't answer some questions with it, but basically they were talking that how they go through and they look at what you have liked, what you have interacted with, your top posts. They look at like word association with that through AI. So like say they've noticed that the word fire typically is followed by alarm or truck.
Right.
Not pelican or sandwich.
Right.
So looking at that, then they start crafting like things for like channels, but they also put it through a disinformation kind of filter.
Okay.
So that if like a post has used hashtags that are like known to be false.
Right.
Like
most hashtags on TikTok.
Yeah. Well, not for false content, but like just true like lie, like like conspiracy, like when you get deep into conspiracy theory where people have gone up the deep end, that kind of stuff on things. But they filter it through that so that then they don't get there, and then they like take the top 25 things, and that's what shows up on your Explore tab.
Okay.
So a little more complicated than that little quick snippet, but it's there.
Right.
So you can look that up. You can start
Links down
curating
below.
your content.
Yep.
Don't forget to use that little 3-dot thing on your Instagram if you're not liking content you're seeing.
Right.
Because you can say, don't show posts like this one.
Right.
Too. So
If you're like, why is this showing up? Tell them you don't want it.
yeah, tell them, I don't want to see this.
Yeah.
Okay, and that will help curate it for you, what you want. Pinterest also put out a report from Pinterest Business, which showed trends across the platform, and they did it in an easy to follow report. It wasn't in like all of this like I need to have my master's in marketing kind of degree to do it. That allowed for you to go through and say, this is what is flowing right now, what people are looking at, how can I incorporate this? And they did it in enough time that you can have it implemented for the next month.
That's cool, because Pinterest does not work the way my mind works. And so little extra info there is always helpful.
Yeah, so that is a really great thing that they released.
And then lighter side.
Lighter side, this one kind of blew me away. I have other questions that go into this one, but we're going to jump into live streaming and gaming and esports. In that Susan G. Komen partnered with Fortnite.
Epic Games.
And on Giving Tuesday, so this was a couple of days ago, I could not find any reports for how it went. I was like desperately Googling that and everything before we got in here.
It's not been released yet.
Yeah, it's not out for details. So, but with them, you know that one of their big fundraisers is the Walk for the Cure.
Right.
So they made a Run for the Cure in Fortnite. So like a digital walk is how they framed it all, and had different things that you could donate. It entered you into like the lottery system to win big prizes and stuff like that. And so I couldn't find anything in what time I had this morning to look it up to like see how that went, but it was talking about how it shows how esports is becoming more mainstream.
Yes.
Right.
And that it is becoming more accepted, and I really want to see results from this.
Sure.
Because retail is starting to see how they can partner into...
We talked about, Wingstop?
Yeah, Wingstop with Twitch
Yep.
and DoorDash all partnering together, and how this market is huge.
Right.
And they're starting to see...
There's so much money that flows through microtransactions and everything
Yeah.
else in esports. It's,
I was at a restaurant the other day, and ESPN had the Rocket League finals playing.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I tried Rocket League the other day.
You did?
Oh my goodness, Joel and I played. He totally carried me. I will be honest there. But anyway, so just something to watch, and I'm very curious. So
If you're in on the esports scene,
yeah, drop a comment down
Drop
below.
some comments,
if you
let us know. Yeah.
Yeah, if you were on that, because
Right.
I was not. I was actually working that day.
well, and there were a lot of YouTubers that were in doing all-day game-a-thons for Giving Tuesday and that
Yeah.
sort of thing as well. So that's becoming more and more of a thing.
Yeah, so I would love to know if you were there, what you thought about it. You know, was it a great thing? Was it, it was okay, or
Right.
like, this was the worst idea ever? Like, it sounds good on paper, but did not go through.
Didn't really work, yeah.
So that is it. We got through it. We
Yay!
did this week. Again, one of the big things is we're just calling this the Friday Show right now. That is
Right.
just a working title. So if you have a great title name, I would love for you to drop that down below.
Because we're honestly not devoting any time to naming the show.
We're devoting time to finding content for
Yep.
the show.
Yep.
So drop that down below as well. You've also run social media. We are through Beta House Studio. That's HAUS.
Yep.
That is us everywhere, so that you can kind of keep up with what's going on here at the studio as well. Shoot us a DM. We'd love to know what you're doing. So that is it for this week. We will see you next week.
Bye.